Alright, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the latest and greatest from Anbernic. This is the model number RG503. This is an OLED display, 16:9 ratio aspect, and quite frankly, I'm always impressed with Anbernic's products. Their packaging definitely always leaves something to be desired. It's, you know, very bare bones, basic, nothing to it. Speaking of packaging, inside, what do we get? We get the user manual. Tells you how to back in and out of all the emulators, as well as some basic functionality and features on here. We also have a USB-C charging cable, and then we have a protective screen covering, as well as the wipe down cloth. But that's it, nothing else. Like I said, no frills, no thrills, bare bones packaging. You got that beautiful display, 5 inches OLED display, beautiful. No issues with glare or anything like that, but as you can see, the ergonomics and everything fits in the hand. As far as size, let's go ahead and get the tape measure out. Product is 7 inches wide, about 3.5 inches tall, and maybe an inch thick at its, you know, fattest point. Just for comparison's sake, here's the, you know, RG351V, the vertical orientation. This one has a different scale monitor, so it's not going to be 16:9, but as you can see, they're pretty much, you know, in line with each other. If you enjoyed this kind of vertical presentation, then this is probably something best suited for you. But if you like the widescreen look and you want that beautiful OLED display, this is the way to go. On the back, we got some nice raised gripping area here, kind of raised up nice grips. Previously, Anbernic's been using like these rubberized things on the back, but this actually has kind of a textured feel to it, kind of like the new PlayStation, Xbox controllers. This is smooth right here on the back. Ports, features, functionality, everything. So you got your shoulder buttons, L1, R1, all that kind of stuff up top. And then you have your USB-C charging right here. You have your HDMI out, so you can plug this into a TV. You've got your headphone jack, and you have your OTG, so you can plug in a controller, or you can connect a controller via Bluetooth, turn this into a dedicated console. You got your speakers on the bottom here. You got your TF card slots. This did come preloaded with a 16 gigabyte card, has games on it preloaded, so that's kind of convenient. You got your reset button, your function button, dual analog sticks with L3 and R3 functionality. Buttons on the front, D-pad, your select and start, and your battery light indicator. So pretty much the same standard things we've all seen. Power buttons on the left-hand side, excuse me. Right-hand side is your volume up and down. But let's go ahead and power this on and see what we got as far as games and user interface. All right, and here we have the user interface. This is basically a modified version of Batocera. It's very easy to get to and navigate. It's got all your emulators. Scroll through. You're going to select one. It's got your game listings, a little picture preview of the game title itself. Navigating very simple, very straightforward, like I said. So you got your arcade systems, PC Engine, NES, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, OpenBOR. You got your function settings, Mega Drive, Game Gear, Dreamcast, NeoGeo, NeoGeo Pocket, PlayStation, PSP, and then that's it in a nutshell. This particular card has over 2,000 games preloaded on it, but if you want to change your menu options, things like that, hit start, pull up your main menu settings. You can go to your game settings, your user interface settings, so you can change the theme. You can change things like aspect ratio. You can do your save and load state, so if you want to save a game, you can do that type of thing. You can, you know, remove borders, add borders, reconfigure your aspect ratio. Like I said, if you don't like this widescreen 16:9 stretched look, because by default that's the way the games are going to play, you can change the aspect ratio to, you know, a 4:3 or 5:4, whatever you prefer. That is, you know, basically dependent on the emulators itself. You can go in here and change and download different firmwares. As of the making of this video, there are none out there, so the option's there, but you can't honestly do anything, so keep that in mind. And then you can also go to game settings, so if you want to reconfigure the button layouts, things like that, to help suit certain games the way they play the way you want them to, you can go in here in those settings. But very straightforward, nothing really too fancy, nothing too crazy. One thing I will note is I've tested out this HDMI out port and I cannot get it to work. I don't know if it's a firmware issue or not, but I've tried it multiple different monitors, multiple different cables, and for whatever reason the HDMI cable is not working for me, or the HDMI out is not working for me. So take that for whatever it is worth to you, but let's go ahead and check out some gameplay and emulation, shall we? because this is still running some early firmware and the developers really haven't had a whole lot of time with it. It hasn't really been optimized to be running the best, most powerful emulators out there. So that is one thing. If you're on the fence about this, I would say play the waiting game, wait until some custom firmware gets developed and rolled out for this system, because it's not going to be the best out-of-the-box experience for those newcomers out there that just want to turn this machine on and have absolutely great performance for all the systems that are on there. It'll play 90% of everything that's preloaded on here perfectly. It's those other 10 high-performing systems and games, high-demanding games, that'll probably give you a little bit of a hiccup and a headache. So if that's not something you want to mess with, definitely look for other devices out there. Retail price point is about $140, so you be the judge if this is worth it to you. I'll put product links down in the video description box below in case you want to pick one of these up. And that does it for this video review. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.